All right. Welcome, everyone. Mm. Let's just start with some deep breaths together and invite you to keep your eyes open, maybe even look around your environment, take it in, look behind you, really connecting with your surroundings, whatever they may be. And then I invite you to imagine that we're actually in person. Imagine that we're all in this park together and we're in a big circle. The sun is shining down. And let's take some deep breaths together and and sync. Breathing in. Go in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make a sound on the exhale if you like. And now tuning in to making sure that you are breathing with your belly. So breathing into the belly, belly expands on the in breath, and breathing out. On this next one, let's see if we can slow down the out breath by pursing the lips, or if ujjayi breath is in your practice, you can do that. Otherwise, just purse the lips on the exhale. We want to slow down the exhale. Breathing into the belly first. On your next out breath, imagine that your face is melting with the out breath. Your jaw is loosening. Your mouth, the inside of your mouth is softening. Breathing in whenever you're ready into the belly. Good. All right. So now we're going to incorporate some body movements with that kind of breathing, where we're breathing deep into the belly and out through the mouth real slow. You can do this standing or sitting. Um, I'm going to stand. It's lovely to do standing on the earth. And when we're breathing in, arms are going to gather the energy from all around us. And then as we breathe out slowly through the mouth, the hands move in front of the body. You don't have to think about this, but just imagining now for a moment that they're scanning the body for any stuck energy. And then you can shake your hands And anything that's stuck or that you're not needing anymore just goes right down into the earth. So bending your knees, nice gentle stance. If you're outdoors and you want to take your shoes and socks off, or if you want to do this another time, I would welcome that. It's a really nice way to clear your own energy, to clear your own mind and your own emotions. So imagining that you're outdoors if you're not, and breathing in, gathering earth energy, gathering nature, the vibration of nature. And then the vibration of nature, as you breathe out, it sprinkles down on your head, moves through your body, soothing, cleansing every cell, and then releasing whatever's unneeded into the earth. We'll do that a few more times. Gathering nature energy, gathering light, breathing it in. And then as you breathe out, this energy, imagining that it can move throughout the body, healing every cell in the body, and then down into the earth with whatever you want to let go of. We'll do it one more time. And allow your arms to float outwards. Imagine sort of an egg shaped bubble around your entire physical body. And imagine it's full of light, it's full of care and love and goodness. And maybe that takes on the form of a certain color. Just imagine an egg shaped sphere of light around you, and you're breathing it in, soothing and nurturing yourself even further. And then placing one hand below your belly, the other hand over top, bending the knees, and really feeling this center of power just below your belly button. Qigong, Tai Chi, the Dantian. Breathing with your center, relaxing your arms, and then just taking a few moments, either sitting or standing, to move your body however it feels good. Be rolling the shoulders, maybe rolling the neck, really listening to what your body needs in this moment and doing that. And throughout this meditation and other ones, you come to others, just a reminder that above all, trust your own inner guide, your own intuition, above anything that I suggest or invite you into in a meditation. Really trust that inner voice and its yeses and its nos. And then asking your body, how do I want to be for this period of time? How would your body feel most supported, most nourished by this time? And if you're able to lie down and you would like to do that, then listening to that. If it feels good to stand up or even be moving, then do that. And if you want to sit, of course, that's always welcome too. Finding another deep breath together, receiving a breath together, breathing in and first tuning into the breath, tuning into the in and the out, simplicity of the breath, imagining that the breath is like a creature that you've never seen before. It's interesting, it's fascinating, it's nuanced. And imagine that you're holding it gently in your hands. So paying enough attention to the breath that you can notice its nuances, its subtleties, but you're not paying so much attention that you like crush it, like as if you were looking at a little animal or a butterfly in your hands. You would want to give it space to breathe, and you're looking closely, but not crushing it by being overly attentive or overly striving. Can keep your eyes open or closed, whichever you wish. Um, if you're keeping your eyes open, I would suggest that you either look at something consistent, like a candle flame or a flower, or that you just keep your gaze soft and downward, maybe looking at the floor. And beginning by noticing the mind today. What is your mind like? So, this can be one of the trickiest parts of meditation and the area where people really think that they have to do it right, that they have to clear their minds, but be empty. It's not the truth. The mind can be very, very busy, very chatty. It's not a problem because what we're doing is we're like sitting back and taking the seat of witness. So the part of us, of each one of us, that is outside the mind, that is actually capable with practice of viewing what the mind is doing and watching it as it would and as the witness would watch any other phenomena, the way you would pay attention to your breath, the way that you can pay attention to body sensations. So let's practice together in this way. And if this is new to you, if watching your own mind, observing your own mind is like a totally foreign concept, don't worry about it. It gets easier with time, but it's not an overnight project. It's a long-term thing. I still have a super crazy busy mind, and I've been doing this for like 20 years. And I don't know that my mind is necessarily quieter, maybe a little bit, but mostly I just don't get upset with myself anymore for the mind being busy. A little more able to observe it sometimes. So this is not a perfectionism project. Yeah. And so when you notice your mind thinking, a useful tool can be just a label thinking. So noticing your breath can be anchor. It's very present. Excuse me, it's very present moment. Like I said before, noticing the nuances, like you were holding a butterfly in your hands and looking at its wings and all its markings. Breath can be like that. and then invariably the mind will pop up with something. So seeing if you can approach today's meditation maybe with a little more lightness than you might normally. We're not trying to create anything, but just less seriousness about the mind. Seeing if you can approach your own mind with a bit more of a sense of humor, like, oh, look at what it's doing now. Oh, there's that thought that comes again and again. Okay. So rather than self criticizing and self blaming, which you're welcome to try, I did that for many decades and it didn't work so well. So see if you can come with a sense of humor about the mind. Like, it's actually quite funny when we can zoom out and just see the repetition and how fickle it is. It's always changing its mind, the mind. So let's practice together in this way, in this community, supporting each other to have a bit of a sense of humor with our own minds. And you can use the label of thinking, and then you just come back to the breath and see if you can even find, yeah, just gentleness with yourself, gentleness with the act of witnessing one's own mind, seeing if your mind even might surprise you. Again and again. Oh, there's thinking. Okay, back to the breath. Oh, there's that thought again. Isn't that funny? Does that one a lot. Back to the breath. Maybe breathing is triggering or hard for you to pay attention to use as an anchor. You can use anything. You can use your feet. So the feeling of your feet on the ground, that can be your anchor that you come back to. So the mind starts to talk, you witness it, then you come back to your feet or your breath again and again. Noticing what's your mind up to today? Is it really stuck on something? And if yes, can you find compassion? Can you find lightness in just the witnessing of like, oh, there it goes again and again, and see what your own tone of voice is with yourself when you notice the mind chattering or talking. Is it punitive? Is it like, stop thinking? Or, and if it is, can you, in your imagination, shift the way you're talking to yourself so that it's natural and truthful to you? So, not necessarily my voice, but something that has more understanding and more of an awareness that this is just how the mind is. This is how the human mind is. It's busy, it talks, it's its job. So, there's a real like, oh, all right, thinking, and back to the breath, thinking again with the breath. Pay attention to your own voice, your own inner voice, and see if you can invite it to be even a little more loving or a little more compassionate and patient in this practice of witnessing one's own thinking, one's own mind. Maybe you'd like to try another tool to work with the mind. We can use a mantra, syllables, words in Sanskrit that you can coordinate with your breath. And it's like you're saying it in your mind, but you're also hearing it. And these mantras are designed to bring you inward, to bring you home, bring you to your essence. So one, there are many, but one we can use, you can try today is so, S-O on the in breath, and then hum on the out breath, H-U-M. So, hum. So you're saying it in your mind and you're hearing it, and it gives the mind something to do. I've heard it described as kind of like enticing the mind towards the divine or towards the infinite. So, um, maybe your breath sounds a little bit like so on the inhale and hum on the exhale. Maybe it doesn't. So, either staying with the practice you were doing before, witnessing the mind, coming back to the breath or a body part, the feet perhaps, or practicing with a mantra. And maybe you have your own, or using so, um, using the mantra and the sound in your mind to bring you back to your center, to bring you back to the present moment again and again and again. Perhaps while you've been quiet, your mind has shown you things. Maybe it's shown you something you're upset about or something you're excited or nervous about. So take a moment and ask your body and your mind, your entire being, is there something that could be nourishing right now? Some form of like self touch, maybe a hand on the heart or throat or forehead or cheek. Would it be a self loving move to lay down or maybe putting your arms around yourself, hugging yourself? Or maybe it's as simple as like, after this meditation, I'm going to go outside for 5 minutes. I'm going to take a break from work or whatever. So take a moment. I'm going to be quiet now. Take a moment and ask yourself, what are you needing right in this moment that you're able to give yourself that would be nourishing? Maybe it's stopping the meditation and getting something to eat, whatever comes is welcome. Maybe what you're needing is not something you can give yourself right now in this moment. So, using your imagination and imagining yourself receiving the kind of nourishment that you're needing right in this moment, visualizing it, picturing it, imagining how it would feel on your body. Maybe there are nourishing smells or sounds, tastes. Breathing in the nourishment, breathing it in, imagining that this nourishment goes into your heart expands. And as you breathe out, all this nourishment, maybe it's a color, maybe it's light, it travels to all the cells of your body, your physical body, your energetic body, and it's nourishing and soothing. And it's also reaching the emotions, the emotional body. Maybe there's grief in your heart. Maybe there's tenderness. Maybe there's fear. So imagining that you can breathe in this nourishment, maybe from nature, maybe from a loving human, but you're breathing it in, goes into your heart, and as you breathe out, it travels and diffuses all the parts of you that are needing extra care right now. still witnessing the mind, still noticing what it's up to, and still coming back again and again with real gentleness, softness towards yourself, and maybe even a sense of humor about your own mind. Coming back again and again after witnessing the mind telling its stories, judgments. And the mind isn't bad. We're not making it wrong or bad because it's not. We need our minds. And we need to learn how to witness them so that they don't control us, so that we have choice from a bigger, broader perspective than just our own thoughts. So that's why we practice. To witness your own mind is quite powerful, powerful tool and skill. Coming back to whatever your object of focus is. Maybe it's the breath, maybe it's a mantra, maybe the mantra so hum, so on the in breath, hum on the out breath. Maybe it's a part of your body that you can connect to, your feet. Maybe you're walking and your object of focus is your feet. You feel the physicality of the bottoms of your feet with every step, witnessing the mind and coming back again and again, noticing what it's up to, noticing what it's thinking about. And then rather than going down the rabbit hole, because that's what we do most of the time, most of us, and me anyway, rather than going down my own rabbit hole of stories and thoughts, I can choose to just see it. You're like, oh, I was about to do that, or or did that, and I've been in it for the last whoever know, 5, 10 minutes, whatever. Not a problem. Celebration. You noticed. So notice when you go down the rabbit hole. And once you catch it, like, then there's choice. You can continue to go down the rabbit hole, and sometimes I choose that one, or you can shift and focus on the present moment. And it's practice so that we can do that when we're not sitting in silence or sitting in guided meditation. We practice so that when someone screams at us, we can eventually develop the ability to pause and breathe and witness and notice the body sensations, notice the emotions arising, notice the thoughts, notice the urge to react, to attack, or defend. And that's why we practice. And that's why it's always going to be a practice. There's no end point, there's no perfection. We're just always practicing, coming back to right now. When I get really triggered or swept away, I have to physically come back into my own body. I often have to stand up and feel my feet or move my body. We're all going to get triggered. We're all going to get swept away by the mind. But gradually over time, one can learn to not react immediately to the mind. And it's slow, hard work, but we're all capable. And then imagining that you can literally breathe in light. So imagine that you're looking at the sun with your eyes closed, looking at the sun safely, and you can feel the sun beating on your face. Imagine that you can breathe that light into your body, into your heart. Imagine the heart expanding with that sunlight. And then as you breathe out, the sunlight uses to all the cells, all the parts of your body, physical, emotional, grief, pain, joy. It travels to all the places in you and soothes and heals and nourishes in all the places that you're needing it most. And invite you to listen to this poem that I'm going to read. And I'd invite you to continue it as a meditation, as a witnessing your own mind as you hear this poem. See if you can pay attention to what your body does, maybe what your emotions or your heart does. Witness yourself as you listen. What I can do. So I can't save the world, can't save even myself. I can't wrap my arms around every frightened child. I can't foster peace among nations. I can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my own insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart cannot stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what's the use of trying? But today, the invitation is clear to be ridiculously courageous in love. Open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible and opening anyway. To take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance, to feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open, to love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. By Rosemary Watola Romer. Let's close, if you wish, with one Om, feeling the vibration in your own body. Breathing in. Om. May the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. To each one of you, thank you so much for coming and being present, whatever the day is for you, where your mind is like today. Beginning to learn to witness ourselves so that we can respond rather than the react in the world. And I want to thank my dear friend Anne who shared that poem with me. Thank you so much, Anne. It really touched me. I also want to invite if anybody has poems that they would like read or that touch them, I really would invite you to send them to me. I think poetry and can touch us in a way that logic can't. It open the heart in a way that sometimes other things can't. So